Hi guys, it's Elena from Financialdemics, where I give you the tips and tools to manage your money, increase your savings and your income, and decrease your debt. And we are into the 5th video of the How to Create a Debt Payoff Plan series. If you're looking to build a strong financial foundation and get your money right, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another one of my uploads. All right, so welcome back to step 5 of How to Create a Debt Payoff Plan series. Now that we've created a plan for your money, we're actually going to create a plan to pay off your debt. But before we get into that, there's a few things we need to talk about first. So there is more than one way to pay off debt. And you get to actually choose which way works best for you. So I want to go through those ways really quickly, and then we'll talk about creating that debt payoff plan. And I've also included a debt action plan in the description box below so that you're easily able to create that debt payoff plan. So I have a list of debts here in no particular order. You will see these debts change around based off of the different methods that I talk about. So just pause the video if you have to, take a picture, take a screenshot so that you're able to see the difference in these different payoff methods. All right, so the first method that we're going to talk about is the debt snowball. With the debt snowball, you are paying your debts off from smallest balance to largest balance. The reason why this method is popular is because it creates motivation because you're paying off your debts faster, which helps motivate you to keep going through the process. Now, with this method, you may pay more in interest because your smaller debts may have a lower interest rate than, say, your higher balance debts. So keep that in mind. But like I said, this method is strictly for motivation. With this method, one thing to keep in mind is as you're working on the first debt, you're going to throw the minimum payment plus any additional money you want to throw towards your debt, towards that first debt. And then when you're finished with that first debt, you're going to take all the money that you were throwing towards that first debt and you're going to add it to the second debt. And then as you pay off the second debt, you're going to take all that money you was throwing towards the second debt and add it to the third debt every month. And it's going to keep going from there, which is going to build a snowball. So think of a snowball coming down a hill and building up like on the cartoons. The second method is the debt avalanche method. With this method, you're going to pay your debts off in the order of highest interest rate to the lowest interest rate. So with this method, that means that you will pay the least amount of interest. Now, similar to the debt snowball, after you finish paying off that first debt, you are going to take that money that you was putting towards that first debt and you're going to roll it to the second debt. And you'll continue paying off your debt going in that order. Now, it's called an avalanche because you are knocking out those higher interest rates first, which, depending on what you owe, I always like to give a little tip that with the avalanche method, some of your higher debts may have the highest interest rates. So if it does, make sure you set up some gold milestones to keep you motivated in this case. So gold milestone is like, okay, every time I pay off, say, $1,000, I'm going to treat myself. And don't go overboard with the treating yourself. Pick something small. Maybe it's ice cream. I don't know. Maybe it is getting takeout from your favorite place, something like that. But it can also be something free, like a great bubble bath. But just make sure that you stay motivated with this method. The third method is the emotional method. With this method, you are just strictly picking the debts that annoy you the most and you're starting with them and you're just going in the order of the debts that annoy you. There's no rhyme or reason to this method. It is just something you do because you're aggravated with a particular debt. Now, I did start out this way when I was paying off debt. I had one student loan with Sally Mae. I think the loan was originally $1,000. Sally Mae was not applying my payments correctly, and I was aggravated with them. So I paid them off first, and then I switched to the Snowball. And the last method that I am going to mention is the snowflaking or the sprinkle method. This might be a situation where you don't have a lot of extra money to pay off debt, but as you're getting money here and there, you are able to put that towards your debt. So for example, let's say that you have an extra $40. So you're going to take that $40 and you're going to put it towards the debt that you're currently paying off. The thing about the snowflaking or the sprinkle method is that you can actually combine this with the other methods. So let's say if you're doing the debt snowball method, you're just going to take that $40, put it towards that first debt that you're paying off. And as you get money here and there or have extra money left over that you save throughout the month, you're going to apply that to your debt. And if you want more details about these different debt payment methods, I actually have a full video where I go very in depth on them that I will link right here. So you can check that out after you watch this video. Okay, so now let's create your debt payoff plan. So the first thing you need to do is decide on your method, right? So that's why we went through all of the methods. And keep in mind, you could start with one method and switch to the other later. So if you start with the debt snowball and say, hey, I don't want to keep paying this high interest, switch to the debt avalanche. Don't feel like you have to be locked into one method. Just pick one to start with. And if you like it, go with it. If not, switch to another method. So if you didn't grab my debt action plan that I have linked below, then I want you to get a sheet of paper and write out these 5 columns. It's debt, balance, minimal payment, interest rate, and your monthly interest charge. And the reason why I like for you to write out the monthly interest charge at this moment, so you can see how much extra you're paying every month in interest. From there, using the method that you chose, you would write out all of your debts that you are going to pay. This is in the order in which that you're going to pay them. And as you go through and you pay off each debt, you can cross out the debts. Now, one thing that I didn't do while I was going through my debt payoff journey that I wish I would have done was actually have an accountability partner. So if you can have somebody who can help keep you on track, it would be great if you get a partner to do that. And keep in mind, your partner doesn't necessarily have to be paying off debt. They just have to be that good person or that good friend that will call you out when you're trying to do something extra with your debt payoff money instead of paying off your debt. In the comments below, let me know which debt payoff method you prefer. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please also subscribe and share with your friends if you feel like it would be helpful. And I will see you next time.